What is going on, guys? Welcome to Window Tinting Business. My name is Patrick. Now, if it's a little bit confusing tonight, I do apologize. It looks like I set up the event to do. It was set up for Pacific time, West Coast time, instead of East Coast time. So I do apologize about that. I am actually kind of surprised that the amount of people here already still in here, because the timing was all off, and it is now 9:34 or 9:43. I'm like 8 minutes late, so I do apologize about that. So what's going on, guys? My name is Patrick. This is Window Tinting Business. This is our weekly Tuesday night live stream. Starts at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you guys are new to the stream, welcome. Now, if you guys are interested in window tinting as a side job to improve your current skills or as a full-on career, start right now by subscribing to the channel, and it should be in that bottom corner here, a little blue box there. Hit the bell notification. That way you're notified whenever I go live or update new videos as well. And wow, just moving on along. I don't know if you guys have watched the channel or seen the channel in the last week or so. I've changed it up a little bit. I'm trying to see different avenues that we can do with this, what we have, and the opportunities that we have. So we're going to change it up a little bit this Tuesday night live stream. If you guys have been watching my Tuesday night live streams, I've been doing premiering tutorial videos, right? And then we would have a Q&A session afterwards and go from there. But what I changed it up a little bit is that I did a test live stream from the shop this week. We did a Tesla and we did a Mustang. It was like a 2.5 hour long live stream. And it looks like it got some pretty great reviews. Like, people are really liking it. There's getting some decent views on it. And I'm really surprised because it's a 2.5 hour long video and there's like some decent views on it. So because I'm going to be doing that, I'm going to be planning on doing live streams from the shop on Mondays, right? So then on Tuesdays, I'm still going to be doing our live streams, our 9:30 p.m. live streams, but we're just doing a simple sit-down Q&A. Sit around maybe for an hour or so, wait for some people to get in, and then kind of go from there as well. Big shout, Stephen Lockwood in the house, Mitch Abram in the house with the $2 super chat. Definitely appreciate that. I did forget to mention that super chat is activated. If you guys don't know what super chat is, it's a way for you to donate to the channel, and it helps keep all this running and such. So definitely all proceeds go to help support the channel. But yeah, Mitch Abram, Mitch, is it the same Mitchy that I met at the 10 off last year? Let me know in the comments. You had cornrows in, you made it to the finals. I do remember. If it's the same Mitch, I think you are the same Mitch, but I'm not 100% sure. Let me know in the comments. Let me know. Tint Pro in the house. What's going on, brother? Jason Walker. Hey, wow. Okay, yeah. Starting off with the questions. This is good. So before we get started, I'm going to take a little sippy sip here. There it is. Sorry. Making a little drink for myself, getting myself comfy, because I'm going to be in here for the evening. So let me see here. First question here says, Jason Walker says, hey, bro, how do you wash and dry your microfiber towels? As tinters, it's not as crazy. Listen, I get my towels from Walmart, and I get my towels also from AutoZone, and I actually, believe it or not, I prefer my towels from Walmart better. And the reason why is because I have the towels from Walmart that I get, the specific towels that I get, they're like fluffy on one side and kind of fine on the other, so I can differentiate between one side versus the other, because I do use one side just for the film and the other side for cleaning purposes as well. So but if for window tinters is not that crazy. I use towels once. I don't like used towels until they're soaking wet and disgusting. Like, I use towel, then if I start feeling it that it's a little moist, I just throw it in the basket. I have like 100 towels. If you guys have ever seen my live streams, you'll see that I am on there as well. Let me see here. I'm gonna check out some stuff that we got going on. We got about 10 people in the live stream. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? I am gonna switch something up here for us. That way you guys can see here as well. Q&A. Perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and switch it over there, and I guess I'm slightly off to the left. So yeah. So let's moving along. Let's see if I can actually share the live stream. So usually, when we go over videos, we'll go over a video and then it's like 25-30 minutes. It gives people time to be able to get into the live stream. So it's going to be a little slow at first. Just we're waiting for people to get in. People are getting notified, especially since the goddamn time wasn't correct. So I'm going to go ahead and take some time to go ahead and share the live stream to my Facebook group. If you guys aren't part of the Facebook group, Window Tinting Business at Facebook, just look it up. It's real easy. I'm going to go ahead and post the link. Ooh. I'm gonna make it real simple, real easy. So yeah, so because of the changes, I'm gonna go with these Monday live streams from the shop, and kind of see how it goes for a little bit. And yeah, so all the more reason that if you are following the channel, if you are part of the channel, make sure to hit the bell notification, because I'm just going to post it whenever I get a car in. That's what I'm going to do. And this is what I'm going to do, because we ran a long one, right? We did 2.5 hours, almost 2 hours and 40 minutes. And we did a Tesla Model 3 and a Mustang, right? And I feel like that's a little long, and my GoPro was like on fire afterwards, on fire. So I think what I'm going to do from now on Mondays, I'll do one stream per car, right? So maybe I'll stream in the morning and see what kind of car I have, and then I'll take a lunch break or whatever, and then when I get another car, maybe I'll do 2 streams or whatever. Depends on what kind of car it comes in. And just, yeah, I think it's a good way to kind of see the process within a shop. You know, it's one thing to watch a 20-minute video on how to install a window, but when you're watching it firsthand, I think it's going to be definitely beneficial. I gotta move over to my left, and I'm not centered. It bothers the hell out of me. Okay, cool. All right, we're back at it here. Mike Powell in the house. What's going on, brother? Mike Powell, guys. He's one of the moderators of the channel. Of course, you can see like the little ratchet there, and then he's also the new owner of Film Slingers. So give Mike Powell some love in the chat, and if you guys want to, go follow him on Facebook. Pedro asks, how to get a dealership account? Best way to approach it. I'll be honest with you. I was trying to boost up our dealership accounts, because we only had about a couple, maybe 2 dealerships under our dealerships portfolio, I guess you could say. And when I went out to go get more dealerships, I found out that 7 out of 10 dealerships, 7 out of 10 already had an in-house place by Lumar. And then one of which already had a vendor, right? And then another 2 I didn't even call. So, they didn't pick up the phone, right? So the majority of places, there's a lot of places right now that are setting up in-house through companies like Lumar and 3M and things of that nature. And Lumar, and I can only speak for Lumar because that's what I know, that's what I work with and whatnot. I mean, they'll protect your property for your territory for the most part. I mean, they're not going to open up a shop, 2 miles down the road if you got a shop going on right there. But I mean, it seems a little sketch that they go to every dealership in the area. I'm talking every dealership within a 5-mile radius, 10-mile radius, and I was like, wow, like they're getting it before. Hell, they're getting it before we can even get to it. So, but I mean, best way, if you really want to get dealership accounts, don't talk to sales. Call up the dealership. Ask to speak to service. Once you can talk to anyone from service. This is step 1. You're going to talk to someone from service, and you're going to ask them if they do in-house tinting. If they say yes, then you could possibly talk to a manager at that point and run the in-house tinting portion. And people, that's not retail. Like brick and mortar is retail, right? So that's more like because you're at the dealership. I forget what they call it, but I mean you're working for the dealership and you can get a pretty good deal. I know some cats that make some really decent money tinting some really easy cars. So that's an option. If they say no, then at that point ask to speak with a manager and tell the manager what you do, who you are, and let them know that you want to meet them and talk about some options that they have available for tinting. And they can sell it as much as they can or as little as they can. You can give kickbacks to sales guys for selling it, or they can call you as needed, or you can do a preload thing. So step one, call service, ask if they do in-house, and if they don't, get your foot in the door. Even if they don't do in-house but they already have a vendor, one angle that I saw someone do or heard someone do is that's fine. Maybe I'll role play a little bit. Okay, cool. You have a vendor already. Awesome. And I'm sure you guys have a great reputation with them. And I don't want to ruin that or get in the way with that. But there are going to be some times that there are going to be more cars to tint than he can handle, or he's going to be out of town. If that's the case, just keep me on file. Then that way I can go ahead and, I don't have to be the wife, but I can be the side girlfriend. You see what I'm saying? And then that way it kind of gets your foot in the door and makes you look like kind of a nice guy. You joke around and banter with him a little bit. And that could be your angle in. So I hope that answered your question, Pedro. Hope you answered your question. Mike Powell, he says, what's in the cup? Tint off approved. Bourbon, Woodford Reserved. I've been really into old fashions. And I had a medical condition recently that basically did not allow me to drink alcohol at any, you know what I mean? And I enjoy a cocktail from time to time. So it's been a minute since I had a drink. We're kind of changing it up, so I figure why not? What the hell? I do like bourbon. I'm getting tired of I'm like a grown man now, you know what I mean? I'm 35. I can't be drinking Natty Light and bullshit, 17 people in the chat, y'all. Y'all don't be scared. Don't be afraid. We're going to be doing this Q&A right now. So feel free to type on your cell phones, tablets, on your computers, whatever the hell you guys are watching, where you're watching from. Don't be afraid, my friend. Nope, not same guy. That's my bad. Never made it to 10 off, but one day I will like to come watch. I'm an old school tinter with 29 years experience and transition from auto to flat. Hell yeah. See? Hell yeah. That's what's up, Mitch. That's what's up. I think you're the one that super chatted. You are. Thank you very much again for that. Definitely appreciated that. Yeah, I mean, it's a good time, especially if you're in the online scene there with tinting and the tint industry. As long as you don't get sucked into the drama and whatnot, but going to the top, it's a lot of fun. It's a good way to see. Literally the world's greatest tinters, especially the guys that are in the competition. They're good. They're really good. That's why they either get sponsored like me, or they pay up $500 to enter the competition. So, but yeah, 29 years experience. Hell yeah, that's what's up. That's what I always say. Went from auto to flat. That's what I always tell people. Auto tinters never retire. They just start doing flat glass. That's pretty much it, baby. That's it. There we go. Jalal Ali. Sorry if I'm tearing that up, but I'm pretty sure that's correct. What's up, man? I'm doing a Charger 2019, and the back glass had these peanut bubbles after I used steel wool with the prep work. Yeah. The Challengers and the Chargers, they're both a little bit of a pain in the butt. I've heard people use steel wool, sandpaper, alcohol, the devil's spit. I mean, all kinds of shit that I've heard about. So the real thing that's the consistent thing that's worked for me is I'll do the cleaning process. And so those ones, the Chargers are 4-door, right? So I'll Frankenstein those in. The Challengers I reverse roll because I'm such a big guy in a coupe and whatnot. But I'll clean it, and then I'll turn the car on and turn on the rear defrosters. I don't know why. Now it's gonna make the glass hot, right? And it's gonna tack a little bit quicker, so you have to work a little bit quicker. But turning on the defrosters before you install the film, I don't know what it does. I don't know if it's because of the heat or whatnot, but it almost eliminates, it pretty much eliminates the peanuts that you get from Chargers and Challengers. Try it out. I can almost guarantee you it's going to fix your problem. Yeah. Oh, I know. Sucks. Yeah, I know for sure because it feels like, and then you got to work it out. And if you turn the defrosters on after the fact, no dice. Not the same. Not the same. Pedro with the $2 super chat. Definitely appreciate it, Pedro. Thank you very much. Definitely appreciate that. But I found nano ceramics, and I think you're bringing me back into the game to start tinting cars in the winter months. Hell yeah, that's what's up. Listen, baby, if you got 29 years experience, then you know what? Go high and tight. Me personally, I got too much shit going on, right? So I work at a shop full time. I also do tinting cars on the side. I manufacture and distribute window dry shrink prep. You know, I have a YouTube channel. I have a certifiedtinter.com. Like, I'm stretched thin, right? Thin. So I don't have a lot of time to tint cars on the side. So if I'm going to tint a car on the side, I want it to be worth my time. So when people call, I just shoot them straight up. I tell them I only tint the best with the best. So it's going to be ceramic and it's going to be $400 minimum. If you have an SUV, it's probably going to be $550, depending on the material. So, and I just tell them straight up, and then that way you can just stay high and tight, baby. You can be the Rolls Royce of window tinting. And I tell people, I'm like, listen, if you want the cheap guys, go back to Craigslist and go on Google and do whatever the hell you want to do. But if you want, I'm not the cheap guy. But if you want it done right and you really care about your vehicle, I'm the guy to come see. You know, and with that kind of confidence / cockiness, you know, sometimes it'll deter some people, but you're just not in the right crowd. But other people, they're like, hell yeah. Some people want and like to pay top dollar for good shit. You know, you just got to get in front of the right people. But yeah. Jaybird said, what's up? Maybe I can get the peanuts on that Tesla because shrinking sideways and bigger piece when it do. Oh. On the Tesla because shrinking sideways and bigger piece when doing one piece. Yeah. The Tesla Model 3 is no joke. No joke. Lighter bottle slip. I like that. Jaybird said had a good idea. He said the lighter bottle slip, right? So if you're running a little lean, right, and you make your slip solution a little more tacky, then the film's gonna stick. It is a sticker essentially, right? So if you lighten up, that's really good angle, Jaybird. I really like that. Yeah. And Jaybird's talking about the Challengers and the Chargers with the peanuts on the rearview mirror. So Ali, yeah. I left it outside in the sun and helped it a little bit. Yeah, but you're being, when you go and leave it out in the sun, you're being reactive. So you're trying to fix what is already done. Be a little bit proactive next time. Throw on the heat, and maybe lean up your tack solution a little bit, and should resolve the issue. Top Young Killer 43, what's up? Sorry, probably missed the answer. No worries. What film do you use? All right, so I work a full-time job at a tint shop, and at the tint shop exclusively uses Lumar for their auto films. So I use Lumar, but I've worked with Lumar, and then I've also worked with Johnson a lot with Johnson at the first shop I worked at. Besides that, I've tried every other film in the industry, but I've never worked. I don't like to give my opinion on a film unless I know that I've worked with that film for at least a year, 6 months to a year, right? So just because I installed one back glass one time on one piece of film doesn't give me a big enough sample and spectrum to determine how good that film is going to be. I can tell you how it feels to install, but that's pretty much it. You know, how do I say it? The real test is the time, right? The test of time. Like, there could be great films that install, but, you know, will it fade? Will it turn purple? Will it delaminize? Will it haze up on you? Will the adhesive start to fail? Those are a number of things that will really kill you. The installing the film, that's the easy part. Whether or not that film's going to come back and you got to deal with warranty work, that's a whole nother step, baby. That's a whole nother step. Options Tinting and more says, what's up? How do you guys do advertising for the shop? Where you get more customers? So the shop I work for is primarily a flat glass shop, right? 85% of the business is flat glass. 15% is auto, and I'm in auto. So they basically they were running a flat glass shop, right? And they had enough room and they had a shop to be able to roll cars in, and they were able to find auto tinters. So it kind of helps with the overhead. It pays for a lot of the bills and such. But they primarily advertise. I know they spent about 100,000 last year in advertising, and they grossed a little over 2.1 million. So they're spending about 5% on advertising. So it really just depends. I would probably it's not my business, but I would probably be at around 10%. And marketing is tricky because what would work for someone in one market may not particularly work for you in your market. So I would suggest I would always put at least 10% of your revenue I would put to the side for advertising, right? You got to feed the beast, right? You got to feed the monster. So I would put about 10%, and then I would spread it out, maybe a little bit Facebook advertising. And don't be afraid. If you're a tint shop, don't be afraid of getting into local communities, getting your name, sponsor a softball team so they have your tint shop on their backs or on their uniforms. Sponsor a banner in the outfield. Go to restaurants and get like coasters that say your company and what you do, and have them work with you in some sort of advertising campaign, things of that nature, so that people know that you're part of the community and you're local. People love to work with local and privately owned, right? So I would do like a shotgun approach and do a bunch of all the advertising you can find, but keep track of that. See where you're getting the returns. When people are calling, don't just say, hey, and let's book it. Make sure to ask, hey, how did you hear about us? Oh, I heard about you on Facebook. Or my kid plays Little League at so-and-so, and I saw your thing on the outfield. So that you can kind of track it and take note of where you're getting the returns on your money. Once you get the shotgun approach and you kind of see what's working, then funnel most of your money into there. About 80%, the 80-20 rule. Funnel about 80% into the most beneficial and the biggest returns. The other 20%, keep it floating around in different places, because marketing changes constantly, right? So what works, like 10 years ago, everyone was in print, right? And now if you're in print, you're like crazy. You have to be in digital. You have to be online. You have Facebook, Instagram, whatever. Online advertising is where it's at now, or digital advertising. So you can't just, because it works now, it's not going to work in 5 years, and it's not going to work in 10 years. You have to be consistently fluid and trying new things. But yeah. Wow. I kind of ranted on that one. Daniel Reyna in the house. What's up? What do you think about global film? Pedro asks. Global film's good. That's my opinion. I hear it's a little bit of a thicker film. It's at a good price point, and it holds up nicely. And they're one of 3 manufacturers that manufacture their own film. So I think, in my opinion, thumbs up. I haven't heard anything bad. Jose, what's going on? Patrick, loving those live streams, mess ups and all, keep them coming, real world stuff. Yeah, and that's what, that was the point about that live stream. I don't want to just I can do a tutorial video. That's all great. You know what I mean? I can get 100,000 views and whatnot, whatever. But I think you can get that everywhere. Matt has great content and I have great content, but I can only tint and show you how to do a window so many times, right? But actually showing a live stream of the entire process from start to finish. I did a Tesla Model 3 and I creased one of the windows. I had to start over right there and then. When it's live, you're learning so much. I really do believe that. So I'm going to run with it. I'm going to see how it goes. I'm going to see what people think, what people like, and just kind of go with it. So if you guys aren't a part of it, make sure to hit the bell notification so that you're notified whenever I go live. I'm just going to go with it. Monday, it could be any time on Monday. It could be 10 in the morning, it could be 1 in the afternoon. Who knows? I'm gonna post it and we're going. So, and it'll be up for at least an hour. It takes me about an hour to tint a car, so it'll be up for a minute. I gotta slow down. I'm talking really fast. Thanks. That's the film I'm working on getting right now. I just opened my shop and I can't get global, which is why I'm used to do to loyalty. What do you mean loyalty? Expand on that. I know other films that are very similar. So if you're used to using global, I can recommend certain films that are very similar to global, that would make it a little bit easier for you, something that you're used to. Patrick, I think we still may have a few samples of our microfiber detergent and film slingers. I have to double check. Inbox us on Instagram or Facebook if you're interested. Oh yeah, film slingers. And I didn't know you guys went public with that yet. I thought you guys were still in testing phase, or not the testing phase, but like sampling and whatnot, and building up. So the guys over at Film Slingers, God, I forget the name. I'm a horrible friend that I can't even remember the goddamn name. But there's a microfiber detergent that they came out with that's just awesome, really, really awesome. And I didn't know that that they went public with it yet. I thought it was still under wraps. So if you guys are interested in that, inbox them over there at Film Slingers on Instagram or Facebook, and they'll be able to tell you more about it. Yeah, and Daniel Reyna brings up a good point right there here in regards to going back to marketing and advertising. That's really good to get started, but referral rates, letting people know, building your base, building a loyal customer base, just doing good work. Good work will bring more work to you, but that just takes time. So you just gotta keep grinding and don't put out shit work. Brendan, have you worked with Flex Film? No. Jose says, I'm new here, just started tinting a little over a year ago. What's the average time to tint a car? Hand cutting. That numbers, time, it doesn't mean anything to me. It's relevant to someone if you're trying to get a job at a shop and things of that nature. But if you're working for yourself, don't worry about the time. Worry about cleanliness. Worry about getting a clean and nice install. When I first started tinting, the first car I took me 6.5 hours to tint. No joke, 6.5 hours. And that was, that same car I could probably do in 45 minutes today. So I say a good time frame, though, you should be tinting a car within an hour and a half to 2 hours. I'd say at that point you can tint at least 4 cars in a day, and that's going to be really good if you're looking to get a job at a shop. If you're not there at this time yet, just kind of keep rolling with it, keep working with it, and it's about repetition, and that will build up speed. You start slow at first, and you do it slow, but you do it right, and then you do that 100 times, and you'll be a little bit faster than you did before, and you do it 1,000 times, and you'll be a lot faster than you did before, and you continue to go, and you'll eventually plateau. You'll hit a point where you can speed up and you can make yourself go faster because you know the steps, and the steps are so ingrained in you. But there's a point where you can go too fast and start messing up, and then now your quality of installation could be compromised. So you never want to trade time for quality. Always want quality first. So you actually think that Global is good? Tint Pro says, yeah, I think Global is a good product. I think Global is in the proper price point. You got to understand, like, everyone wants to use Lumar and everyone wants to use 3M, but a box of CTX is like $600. A box of Pinnacle is like $800. That's not cheap, right? Like, in the film room alone, I have like $30,000 in film. Not everyone has that, right? Not everyone could start off with that. So sometimes people are looking for a good quality film that it's at a better or affordable rate. Notice I don't use the word cheap. I never use the word cheap. Affordable. That's it's a good compromise, and a lot of people do like it. Have I personally used Global? No. But I haven't heard anyone talk nasty about the quality, about the longevity, the craftsmanship, warranties. There are some certain companies that you always hear through the grapevine. They're like, oh, either bad rolls or bad customer service, bad warranties, as something that will just like kind of screw you. But I've never heard of that about Global. So. Hey, Zeus says, how long do you want to tint? Do you have any passive income ideas? Yeah, keep in mind, October 31st, I believe, is going to be 4 years of tinting for me. So it's not long. I'm 35. I'm really young. And because I absolutely love it, I can tint for the next 30 years probably and still really, really enjoy it and have a good time. So I'm not really in a rush to get out of the industry. Most likely, robots or some shit's going to take over my job before I quit. Right, but do I have any passive income? Yeah, I do. I'm the inventor yeah, I invented and I make and I produce dry shrink prep. So dry shrink prep is a back window prep solution. It's for people that want an alternative to dryer sheets, because dryer sheets are really dangerous. They're really toxic, and especially for tinters. Tinters handle a lot of them, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them a day, and it just has long and poor negative effects. So I came up with a product that has the same functionality as dryer sheets, but not as dangerous. Dry shrink prep. Check it out on Facebook if you're interested. But besides that, then I do YouTube as well. It's slow and it's growing. I do trainings, so there's a number of things. I have a number of income revenues. So, eventually I want to open up my own shop, because when I can open up my own shop, I work for someone right now, right? So there's limited things that I can do. But if I had my own shop, if it's dead, I can shoot videos, I can edit videos, I can make dry shrink prep. There's a number of different things I can do if I had my own establishment. So that's the next step. Pedro in here with the $2 super chat. Definitely appreciate that. What type of film do you recommend to start a shop? I'll be honest with you. I would start with Lumar. Lumar or 3M. Reason is because they have so much money. It is expensive, right? But they have so much money. They just throw tint and money at you until the problem is fixed. Other people, like the other businesses, don't have the financial backing to just like pay to dig themselves out of a tight spot. Lumar can. R&Rs, they don't happen often, but they get referred to us. They'll pay us $100 for the labor and full retail value of the retint. So we charge $369 for Pinnacle, right? So we'll get $469 out of an R&R that doesn't cost the customer a penny, and we get that money. So we actually get the money in the form of a film credit. We're going to buy film anyways, so that's just the same thing as money in the bank. Money in the bank, baby. Mm-hmm. Oh, I gotcha. Top Young Killer. Okay. Loyalty. There's another shop that does that. If you wanted to, you can go ahead and check out Express Window Films. I believe their one distribution center is in Florida, and I don't know exactly where the other ones, but Express Window Films is very, very similar to Global, and they might be able to service you in your area. Google it. Check it out. Yeah. No, Daniel Reyna, I agree with you. I agree that the building a base can start getting there faster, right? And will start being immediately beneficial. I totally get it, but you can only tint so many cars. If you're a brand new shop and no one knows you, right? Let's just say you don't have friends or family. Like I moved here from Florida. I moved here from Alabama. I don't know anyone in the state of Florida. When I moved here, I knew no one except for my family, which I moved here with. So I don't have friends. I don't have family. I don't have colleagues that I can, network through. So if I would have opened up a shop on my own when I first got here, I can't just go reach out and tell all my friends and family on Facebook to come to my shop and I'm tinting windows now. Like I have none of them here, right? So I would have to start with advertising to be able to build that base. So I agree with you if you have that network, but sometimes some people don't have that network. So I guess it is really situational. Like if I was still in Cincinnati, I'd be able to crush it there because I know I was a nightclub promoter for 5 years or 3 years or whatever. I knew 4,000 people, 5,000 people in Cincinnati. I can make a crushing in there. Riviera says, what car was the first car you ever tinted? 2012 Kia Rio. The only reason why I remember that is because it was my old lady's car and it's now my current car. Jake Graham says, see if you can get Expel. Expel's good. And they just went public. If you're thinking about bringing global into the shop as an additional line, I would say get some sample rolls, work with it, see what you feel. The thing is, if you're going to be, I would be very careful about replacing a line for any line, right? Because if you don't know the longevity of the long-term effects, but what I would do is I would probably, like, let's say I'm working with Lumar, right? And I want to work with another company, but I don't want to just switch in fear of that company the film might be dog shit, or they might not handle warranties very well or something like that. So I would do a transitional year or two where I would offer both and work with both and see, like, if I'm Lumar and I want to transition to another film, I would probably carry both for a year, and then if the film I want to switch to is acceptable, I'll keep it. But if not, I'll get rid of it and maybe switch it with something else until I found something that I like, that I think is acceptable, and then ditch my other line. But if you're going to add it as an add-on, I definitely think that'd be a good thing. Definitely think so. Yeah, besides that, guys, I don't really know too much about any other films. I wish I did. The best thing I can tell you, because that's probably one of the worst questions to ask me, because different films work different ways in different regions. Plus, different people have different methods of doing tinting. So I don't know what your budget is. I don't know, how much capital you have to start up with. Are you deep pockets? Do you have no money right now? Like, there's a number of different factors involved. What I would say is just go down the list, find all the manufacturers, and ask for sample rolls, work with the film, see if the film is priced at the right price point for you, and if you decide that you got to pick which one is best for you. So it's hard for me to just say, hey, this film works, because it may not work for everyone's situation. Have you ever had a film that's failed and had to replace? Absolutely. Absolutely. I've seen Lumar fail in 4 years, but I also live in Florida, where good film goes to die. You can have shit film north of the Mason-Dixon line, and it'll last a lot longer than in the heart of the South. So, but yeah, I've had to replace film. WTC for life. What's up, brother? How you doing? Yeah, for removals, my main method is to steam it. I mean, not steam it, sweat it off. I got one of my most popular videos is how to sweat a video, so check it out. Kevin, what's going on? What's up, brother? Welcome to the live stream, man. Welcome. Just going through our Q&As here. Where we at right now? 10:21. Holy jeezle. We've been on for an hour, damn near. That's pretty good, I'd say. Pretty good, I'd say. Jaber, that's really weird that the 18-inch yellow turbos you bought were really hard. They could have just been like old and just been sitting around for a few years. I'd probably check and call the manufacturer or distributor or whoever sent that to you, and just let them know that it's a lot harder than it should be, and maybe they'll work with you on that. ATC, what's up, baby? Can you make a video on doing cars with rain guards hand cut? Yeah, definitely. As soon as it comes in, sure, I'll do that for you. Tips on sun strips? How do you mean? I usually don't put the bottom of the glare strip. I usually don't go below the base of the bracket of the mirror, because I don't want to wrap it around. It makes it a little bit quicker, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, you can check out Tint Depot. They're they're one of the sponsors of the channel. So they have some really good options available to you as well. They're really cool people also. All right, I'm gonna get some more ice and refresh my drink. Be back in 3 minutes, probably 2 minutes. on back. Holy Jesus, it's hot in here. Oh, Daniel Rayner with the $15 super chat. Definitely appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that. Maryland in the house. Dennis, what's going on? Opa. For those guys just joining us, this is Window Tinting Business, where we strive to inform, inspire, and improve you as a professional. This is our Tuesday night live stream. We're just changing it up a little bit, doing a little Q&A this evening. So if you guys had any questions, concerns, shout-outs, criticisms, now is the time. Just give me a moment here. Freshening a cocktail, and we'll be ready to rock. Whoa! Window Tinting for life with the $2 super chat. Definitely appreciate that. Another drink on me. Tips this, brother. Thank you very much. Definitely appreciate that. Yeah, I've just been really into bourbon lately. Good bourbon, because I'm switching over. I'm trying to find like a more elegant drink, something that's not going to tear me up, because I can't drink beer anymore. I have to drink so many damn beers just to get feeling good, and my stomach just feels bloated afterwards. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna start drinking some good bourbon. I think bourbon's slightly sweeter than a rye or a whiskey, a traditional whiskey, and a little smoother. So, oh yeah, that's beautiful. Opa. WTC for life. This is for you, brother. Appreciate it. Oh yeah. Rum and Coke. Yeah, no, this is just a little bit. This is an old fashioned, a traditional old fashioned. 2 ounces of bourbon, a couple sugar cubes, Deramera sugar cubes, 2 dashes of bitters, 2 dashes of orange bitters, some ice. That's pretty much it. Pretty much bourbon, straight bourbon. $4.20 for me. That's right. That's what's up. Yeah, it's not legal yet in Florida. It's gonna be legal one day. So I told the boss already, when pot's legal in Florida, recreationally, then I'll just gonna be smoking pot in the back. Yeah, I don't go anywhere, and I just tint cars all day. I'm solid. Maybe that's why you're talking so much. Probably. I feel like I have to keep going, you know what I mean? And and especially at the very beginning, I have to drag out answers to certain questions so I can prolong it until people get into the live stream and get going. Like, we usually top out, it's about 25 people. That's what's up. But usually, we top out about 17, 18 people, but it takes a little bit of time. It takes about 20, 30 minutes for people to get into it. So definitely appreciate it. All you guys that are in the live stream, what is going on? If you guys want to share the live stream with anyone that might be interested in watching my shite, then feel free to do so. But yeah, fancy drinks, Jaybird. Fancy drinks. No, it's just pretty much bourbon. I'm just trying to not make it so rough for myself. Any opinions on Edge Film Technologies? No opinions. I haven't even researched it. I haven't even seen them or looked into it. So I'll be honest with you. Legal here in Canada. That's what's up, baby. That's what's up. Scotch on the rocks. I did try Scotch. It's really brute. And I'll be honest with you, bourbon is pretty brute too. So the traditional old fashioned, it's supposed to be 1 Deramera sugar cube, a couple splashes of bitters, and then pretty much all bourbon, right? Here's the problem. I went to a bar to taste an old fashioned for the first time, and the way they make it with 1 ounce of simple syrup and 2 ounces of bourbon, which makes it way sweeter than it's supposed to be. I did try an old fashioned the way it's supposed to be, and holy shit, I am not man enough yet. So I got a little spoiled. So now it's basically a little sweetener in there, but it's not bad. I got no complaints. Guys, I'm gonna mention it one more time. Please don't ask me about other window films. It's it's not something I can answer for you unless I know your particular your situation, where you're from, how much money you have, things of that nature. So, like I said, the best way is to contact all the manufacturers, ask for sample rolls, work with the film, and then see if their budget and their business works with your business. If so, that's the film you want to use. Ba, 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 ba. Alpha Gaming, what's up, brother? Hello, brothers. What's going on? The stones chill in the freezer. I haven't used the stones. I have these little I like these ones the best because I ran through like 3 or 4 of them. But these little guys are you kind of close them and you fill them up and they make perfect cylinder ice cubes. And that's pretty much it. That's the ones I use right now. I don't drink a lot. Like I said, I'll probably have I might have 2 or 3 drinks, like maybe at the tail end of the week, but that's pretty much it. So, and now I'm drinking on a Tuesday night, but fuck it, whatever. WTC for life says, "Why did you move? What do you mean? Where did I move from? Like, I've been moving around my almost my entire life. Like, I'm 35 now, and I just stopped moving around like 2 years ago. Like, I grew up in California. I lived in Hawaii for 3 or 4 years. I lived in the Midwest for 12 years, circling around between Kentucky and Ohio. I lived in Alabama for 3 years, and then I just moved down to Florida. So I've been all over the place. Have I ever tried vinyl wrapping? No, I haven't tried vinyl wrapping. I'm very interested in it, but I need a bay that I can clean a car very well. I have to basically detail clean the outside of it. Plus, wrapping a full car, like I was gonna try wrapping and doing it on my car, and the material alone just to wrap my car was gonna be like $800-900, and I'm like, I don't want to change the color that badly, so fuck it, I didn't do it. But vinyl wrapping is something that I could be interested in. I don't have the resources to do it at this time, so I'm just not. Oh, Jeff in the house. What did I miss? You missed everything, bro. We've been at this for like an hour. 50 minutes we've been going. You didn't miss much. Just straight Q&A now. So we're doing live streams on Mondays, so we're getting on the line and doing Q&As. You missed us getting drunk. That's what I should. I should just keep going and keep drinking. What tint do you recommend? Oh my lord. Lumar. It's the one I used. Pour me a shot. This one's for you, Jeff. Appreciate it. I'll see you in 4 weeks. When you first started tinting, how long did it take you to feel confident enough to start full force tinting? My situation was a little bit different. When I started tinting, when I lived in Kentucky, I was bored of what I was doing and I hated my life. Plus I hated the winters, right? And shoveling snow really blows. So I liquidated all my assets. I bought a shit ton of landscaping equipment. I moved to Alabama and started a landscaping company. Keep in mind, I maybe had mowed like 4 lawns in my entire life at that point. But I said, screw it, what could happen, right? Well, apparently what can happen is you can fail a business and sink your credit into the ground. So at that point, I needed to find a job during the wintertime because landscaping work dries up during the wintertime. And so I was searching all over the place, kind of researching different things, different crafts, and I came across window tinting. I thought it was very interesting. I researched the shit out of it, watched every bit of video that I could find, bought tools, bought film, started tinting my cars, my family's cars, everyone's cars I can get. I probably tinted, I am not normal. Keep this in mind. So I probably tinted a dozen cars. And then at that point, I went and applied for a job at a shop. But I got really lucky. I could at least tint side windows. The hardest part for me in my learning process was shrinking back windows and installing back windows. That was the most difficult part. But I can at least tint side windows. And the guys I was working with at the time at my first tint shop, he would basically install back windows while I worked on the sides. And then when I got better enough, I'd slowly start shrinking back windows, and I'd slowly get better at it. At first, like, I would shrink a little bit. He would shrink one side, I would shrink the other. And at first, like, I would barely get down to part of my window, and he'd already be done. But by the end, we were shrinking, and I was getting better, and I was shrinking whole back windows and the nine. So I'd probably say it took me 3 months, and then I went to go find a job at a shop, and then I started working. Realistically, hindsight's 2020. You should probably start working for a shop when you can tint a car within an hour and a half to 2 hours, and it clean. Once you can do that, then at that point, I'd say you'd be good at that point. Daniel Reyna, you're from Bakersfield? My cousin's from Bakersfield. He works for the fire department down there. Peter Torres. I don't know if you know, but that's my cuz. Tint Pro, see you at the tint off. Hell yeah. I'll be I'm gonna be either doing vlogs or live streams. Like, it depends on how good the internet is over there, I guess. But yeah, I'll be posting up either on the YouTube or on the Facebook group, because we're gonna be at the tint off, obviously, but then we're gonna be going around and drinking and partying afterwards. So let me know. We're gonna be around. Scooter jousting tournaments. Oh my god. Listen, so we ran with a bunch of guys, called ourselves the Scooter Crew, right? They had like the lime scooters and the bird scooters. This was like the first I've ever seen it in a major city, right? So everyone was riding these scooters. One dude broke his jaw. Another dude, I think, broke his leg. One of our guys that we personally know broke his collarbone. One of the judges of the tint off broke his collarbone. Like, people were fucking themselves up left and right. So hopefully no one dies. You know what I'm saying? So I just hope everyone's safe. Very messy. City or county department? You know, I should probably know that. I'm not sure. I think he's like the assistant chief now, though. He's like, for real. Robert Reyna says, is a plotter that much easier? I just think it's a little bit faster for me, in my opinion. In my personal, humble opinion. But it's anything. It's different. It's like, I think it's faster, but I know how to work with plotters. Matt does just straight hand cutting, right? But Matt's mainly mobile, so he goes to different accounts. So he can't just lug around a plotter. If that's the case, he has to hand cut. Matt is very quick at hand cutting. So if you asked Matt would say plotters are okay, but I can hand cut faster, and because he hand cuts every day. Me, I would say hand cutting is okay, but plotter is faster because I use a plotter every day. So it really just depends on what's best for you. I use Lumar and I use Precision Cut, and I'm happy with the quality of the cuts. Some people hate plotters, so it kind of works. It depends on what works for you. Yeah. Whew. Top Young Killer. Just take your time, brother. Research. Learn as much as you can. And the only bit of information I could say is just get better every single day. That's what you got to do. David 20 says, hi, Patrick. I saw many of your live streaming. I'm curious about your orange squeegee. Is it that much better than the Blue Max squeegee? He's talking about the Orange Crush. For those of you guys that don't know, yes, I'm a very big fan of Fusion in general. Whether it's the Orange Crush, whether it's the Red Line, whether it's the Pink, I don't care. As long as it's from Fusion, I support them, right? I don't support Blue Max because I don't know the guys from Blue Max. I don't know who the hell they are. I've never seen them at the tint off. I've never heard of them. I've never seen them interact in the tint groups. Like, I'm not going to give my money to people that just make a product for the industry but aren't a part of the industry. Fusion is a part of the industry, and that's my opinion on that. So I think if you don't like the Orange Crush, you can find a number of different squeegees available from Fusion at different durometers and find one that you're going to absolutely love. Yeah, that's my answer. Jose says, is it a good idea to quit your main job to start full-time tinting? Yeah, I did. Well, actually, I didn't have a job. So it really just depends. If you're an engineer or if you're working for Microsoft and you're making 100 grand a year, is it smart to start tinting? No. No. You're probably making 50,000 a year. If you're a Walmart greeter or you dunk fries at McDonald's, which both aren't bad at all, right? But you're not making 50 grand a year doing that, right? You can do that as a window tinter. So I would say on average, an average tinter that can go in there, tint 4 cars a day, you can make about $1,000 a week. And I'd say that's good money. I know guys that make more. I make 50% more of that. But I'm in a top tier of tinters that a lot of tinters don't get paid what I get paid. The stars have to align for that, but it really just depends on what your current job is. If you're making less than 50 grand, I would say tinting is an option that you can do. You can work with your hands, and again, the world's not all about money, right? You could be making 100 grand a year, but hate what the hell you're doing, and start and make 50 grand a year with tinting windows and love it and have a better quality of life. Then I'd say go for it. So weigh your options and see what you can live off of, and if you'd be happy, go with what you're happy with. What are the things you need to know to start your own tinting business? How to tint windows. That's definitely one. If you're going to start your own business, there's a number of things besides tinting windows, which is probably going to take you about a year to figure out. But you have to be business savvy as well. You have to know how to run a business. And there's the contacts, phones, emails, LLCs, S corps, insurance, a mountain of different things that you need to do. You have to be an entrepreneur. You have to want to learn a lot more and continue to learn. But at least bare minimum, learn how to tint. That's going to be the best one. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Let's check out this. Oh, there's still 25 people in the live stream. That's what's up. 25, 26. Don't be shy, y'all. I think we're doing well so far. I've been on for a little bit more than an hour, so I don't want to go too much longer because I feel like we've just been right at an hour, like an hour and 37 minutes. I'm looking at it right now. So let's take a few more calls, maybe on for about 5-10 more minutes, and then we'll shut her down just because I don't want to be on for too long. I'd rather end being on top, if you know what I mean. And go from there. God, it's hot. It's getting warm in here. Which reminds me, I need new light bulbs. This one has a light bulb out. That one has a light bulb out. This one's fresh to death. I always thought tinting was more of a hobby than a job. There you go. That's a good one. It's a good one. Tinting is, I'm one of the lucky few people that I really do believe this, that every day I go to work, I'm not like excited, like kicking my feet up, but I don't mind going to work. I really enjoy what I do. I make good money. I'm able to support my wife, who's a stay-at-home mom with 2 young kids. I don't care about working my dick into the ground to make sure that my family is supported. If you have a spouse that works, it's even better because now you're making more money. If my old lady worked and she can make money, then that'd be great. Florida's weird though because like they want for daycare for 2 kids, they wanted like $35,000 a year. I'm like, they wanted $525 or $550 a week for both my boys. And I'm like, my old lady's got to make like at least 45 grand after taxes. All her money would go to daycare. Like that's not even worth it. Fuck it, we're not doing that. Jay Bird makes $2,000 a day stripping. There we go. That's what's up. Dennis says, if I start a business, how can I keep my employees and stop them from leaving? I forget who said it. The guy that owns Virgin Mobile or owned Virgin Mobile, I think someone said, I forget who it was, train someone well enough that they can leave you, pay them well enough that they can't. So, or won't, right? So everyone wants to make enough money that they just can pay their bills and have a little extra spending cash, right? Take care of your employees. So train them enough that they can leave if they want. Screw it. If they're gonna leave, they're gonna leave. Fuck it. Don't matter, right? But pay them enough. So if I was a tinter, if I was owning a shop, I would probably, and this is no joke, and I'm hand to God, and you can test me on this when I open my own shop. Ideally, what I would want to do is I would want to pay my guy at least $80,000 to $90,000 a year. I would work him into the ground. I would pay so much money for advertising to keep him busy, right? I would still make probably $150,000 off of him, but I would pay him $80,000 to $90,000 a year. And there's a reason why, right? There's only about 10% of shops that would pay him that much, 5 to 10%. Not many shops would pay him, right? So he can't go anywhere. And the only other option is for him to start his own business, right? Which he could do, right? But you need money. You probably need about $15,000 to start. You probably need more if you're smart and you want to put some of if you want to put 3 months of your monthly expenditures back plus the 15 grand. So now you're probably looking at 30 grand, right? Not everyone's going to throw in 30,000, but let's just say he was able to put 30,000 together. And let's just say he wanted to start his own job. There's a possibility that he might not profit 80 to 90,000 that year. He might make 100,000, have 40,000 in overhead and whatnots, and he ends up taking home 60,000. Now he takes a $30,000 cut. Most people can't take a pay cut that low. So I would, on purpose, I would pay someone about 80 to 90,000 because you're right over that threshold where no one else would be able to pay him more than what you're currently paying him. And if he went and left his own and worked at his own shop or started his own business, he would most likely take a pay cut, which means he won't do it. That's the best way that I would go around that. Pay them what they're worth. Hell yeah. Take care of your employees. That's it. If you take care of them, they're not going to leave you. Bottom line. Alpha Gaming. Everyone charges differently. I don't take a side job for less than $400, but that's just me because it depends on what your time is worth. You know, to ask, you really technically you can't even ask. We can't even talk about pricing because that's a form of price fixing, and it's like part of like the Fair Trade Act and whatnot. But what I can say is that you should get what you think you're worth. So if you're not getting what you're worth, you're not marketing to the proper crowd. I don't promote tint parties, but if I'm around, what you can do is, like, if you want to promote and drum up business, like say if you're going to a party or a barbecue or some sort of event, then what I would say is don't overtly go and ask people, hey, I tint windows. Do you want to work? Hey, I tint windows. Do you want me to work for you? Hey, I tint windows. Do you want a card? Don't do that. But like wear a shirt that says like XPEL window tinting, or like this shirt. This says certified tinter, right? This starts asking, like, I'm not telling people, but people will come to me, but like, are you a window tinter? Oh, hey, what are you charging? Blah, blah, blah. And then that starts the conversation. That's the way I would run it. But I wouldn't go and just start passing out my card because I think that's poor form, especially at a venue or an event that's not yours, so. Have you ever had to replace back glass from damage? Yes, not damage. It was damaged, but it was not because of my fault. We did an R&R, and the back window got damaged, and the customer just got pissed and was like, "I want a new one," and they bitched and moaned enough, so they got a free one. But yeah, I think the most damage I've done to a car was $4,000. I fucked up someone's hydraulic system. It was some sort of Volvo. I forget what kind of Volvo it is. S90 hardtop convertible. I stopped the hardtop halfway up, just so I can tint the back window, and the hydraulics, like the hydraulics, like, I don't want to say released, but They just basically stopped working, and it cost $4,000, and the car was worth 12. So I almost totaled the car once. That's true. That's a true statement right there. Damn, train me and I'll go work for you. Perez, yeah, you'd have to tint probably 5 cars a day. If you can tint 5 cars a day and within 8 hours, yeah, I'd hire you. Quality work, but yeah, I'd hire you for sure. Because you know why? Because I'd be making, I don't know, I'd make 100,000 off you easily, minimum 150. You know, as long as I got, because before you even showed up, I was already covering my bills, right? So you're added revenue for me. So as long as I was covering the amount of additional advertising that I would need from you, and you weren't making more money than I was making, then yeah, I'd be happy with that. I'd do that. All right, guys, last call. Let me see here. What do we got here? Last 2-minute warning. 2-minute warning. Last questions, and I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up for the evening. This has been fun. This hasn't been bad. 5 cars in 8 hours. I've been about 3 cars. Good. 3 cars isn't bad. You're almost there. I wouldn't say you're right there. You'd have to tint at least 4 cars. I'd say minimum 4 cars. 3 cars is just not enough. There's not enough meat on the bone for an owner to be like, okay, I can make money off you and I can pay you a decent amount. I just enrolled in a 1-week window course. Any tips when you start out? The training class is not going to make you a badass car tinter. It's gonna give you a good foundation. After that, you're just gonna have to repetition. Work on your craft. Make sure that your craft is as perfect as you can get it, and then start charging accordingly. Somebody just starting Windows, is it a good idea to charge cheap? No, I don't think so, because you're going to get cheap clientele. You're going to get the people that want $100, $90, $80. They want deals, blah, 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 blah. That's if you want to work your butt off and not be appreciated for your craft, then yeah, go for it. But me personally, what I do, I can tint a car really well. If you want to get paid well, your installs better be good. If you have creases, if you have trash, if you have hair, if your cuts aren't straight, if you have light gaps, you are what you're worth. So if you can do a pretty decent job, you should be getting paid premium, in my opinion. I got Luma ceramic film, 70% on my CRV windshield. I feel heat coming through. Is that normal? I'm going to help if I lay other ceramic over it. No, it is normal. It's not going to be, no film is going to fully reject and block any type of heat coming in. But 70%, Lumar 70%, if it's the Air Blue or the Air Blue series or things like that, you should be around the 40% heat rejection, 42% heat rejection. So you're blocking almost half the heat that's coming in. If you took that off, here's a good idea. If you want to check and feel the difference, when you're parked, park your car and put your arm inside. Put your arm inside and on the dashboard and feel the heat, right? And just feel it for 10 seconds, right? And then take your arm out and take it outside. And put your arm in the direct sun and feel the heat. You should feel a heat difference, and that's going to be the difference of what your film is doing for you versus what it wouldn't do if it wasn't there. I don't think I wouldn't recommend putting film on top of film, because it's going to eventually fail. So if you want better heat rejection, buck up and pay for better quality film. That's all I could say. Yeah, we have a sign that says $99, but they don't know it's for only the back window. Most of the time, the $99 sign is like maybe for like their entry cheap film that has like a 1-year warranty and it only comes in like a light shade, done, just to get them through the door. I probably wouldn't have a sign that says $99 and they don't know it's just for the back window, because you're just asking for problems. People are gonna be like, it's $99, and then you gotta be like, no, if you look at the fine print, and they're like, oh, that's bullshit, fuck you, and then you're like, whoa, fuck you, you're in my shop, and then you have a fight. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want that. Just be straight up with people. Don't be deceiving. Don't work the runaround. Just, you want to be straight up with people. You know, if I would have a tint shop, I would probably name it something like Luxe window tinting. You know, if you guys, like, the definition of Luxe is expensive, right? So when I tell people, yeah, I charge $400 for window tinting, and they're like, wow, it's expensive. I'm like, yeah, it's in the name, stupid. Yeah, I'm not cheap. I'm here to get paid, and I'm here to do good work for you. Done. So. I have heard of one question here. Any tips when tinting sunroofs? I've heard that some films absorb the heat and crack the glass. I have heard of that. We use a reflective film for our sunroofs. I don't know if it helps any bit. They say that the reflective films bounce off light more, so it doesn't absorb in the glass. They say that if you don't use a non-reflective film, like the film that you use on the side windows, then the glass absorbs too much heat, and then that's what cracks it. So I guess it really depends on who you're listening to and who you believe. A 1956 Bel Air to tint? Yeah, I wouldn't have taken it either. Hell no. The only time, if a 1956 Bel Air came in to want me to tint their vehicle, I would tell them straight up it would cost them $1,000 for me to roll that car in. You know, so it's not worth it. It's not worth it because a car of that nature, someone's going to love it, and you have to take your time. You have to cut it just perfect. Blah, blah. It's a pain in the ass. So I'll do it for the right price, but yeah, no. No, I'm good. Send it off to someone else. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and close it out at this time. I definitely appreciate you guys. This is our Tuesday night live stream. We go at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Tuesday. Make sure to hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed to the channel. Make sure to hit the bell if you're not. That way you're notified whenever I go live or whenever I upload new videos. Again, I am going to be doing live streams from the shop. You're going to get POV shots from my GoPro. That's going to be from the shop on Mondays. I don't know when on Mondays because I don't know when cars are going to be coming in. The only thing I can tell you is hit the bell notification so you're notified. As soon as I start going live, you'll be notified, and then that way you're in the show. It's going to be, like I said, most of the time I'm going to tint a car within an hour and a half, and it's going to be uncut, unedited, straight long video of me tinting the entire vehicle. I am going to stop it at one vehicle, and then that's it, because I don't want a super long live stream, especially for the rebroadcast. It's not very great. So big shout out again to Mitch Abrams with the $2 super chat, Pedro Chavez with the $4 super chat, definitely appreciate that, Daniel Reyna with the $15 super chat, WTC for life with the $2 super chat. I definitely appreciate you guys doing that. I know you guys don't have to. You guys are awesome. I think that's it. Thank you again, guys, and I will see you next week on Tuesday, 9:30 p.m. Don't forget to check out Matt's channel at Tint Stuff. He does his live streams on Thursday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as well. So if you're not a part of that, go ahead and check that out as well. So without further ado, I think we are done for this evening. Y'all have a good one, and we'll talk to you soon.